It's almost going.
This week, we're taking a look at possible new laws regarding marijuana in the state of Hawaii from the perspective of medical cannabis patients.
14 years, and now they want to make it even harder?
The use of medical marijuana became legal in Hawaii after Senate Bill 862 was signed into law in the year 2000. Since then, patients like Mike Ruggles say major flaws in the law remain.
It would be really great if we could actually get some way for medical marijuana to acquire safe legal access.
Like this catch-22, the law only allows them to possess a certain amount of marijuana, but it's also illegal for them to dispose of it even if they are over the limit.
So you got to continually to go to the black market, whether you're growing it or just using it.
That's why Ruggles, who uses cannabis to help with his arthritis, says he and his alternative pain management club, some of whom are seated here at the table of his Fern Acres home, are pushing for a legal cannabis transfer station. More on that in a later installment of this series. Right now, the group is also focused on the Capitol, where activities at the state legislature could end up solving their problem or make all their hard work go up in smoke.
The real problem is that every year you'll have good bills passed, but then capitalism steps in and people try to turn it to where they can make some kind of quick profit. And so I know for like years you had a senator from Maui who would introduce dispensary bills, and then by the end of it, it would mutate into a pilot program ran by him in Maui.
Take, for instance, last year's Senate Bill 642, put together by South Kona Senator Josh Green. It increases the amount of marijuana a patient may have, but also requires a primary care physician to certify the need for medical marijuana, as opposed to the blue card currently issued. Ruggles says that bill alone will be a big problem come January 2015 when it goes into effect.
Because the bad bill last year, passed by Senator Green, could knock over 10,000 medical marijuanas off the rolls, is the one that only primary caregivers can recommend medical marijuana now. And the real problem with that is a lot of these people have insurance companies, big insurance companies, that won't allow them to recommend medical marijuana. And so there's still a bill live that would kind of help on that, that would make it to where pain management doctors could actually recommend it. But what I've heard is there's only one in the state, and really what it's going to do is just put more regulation and add expensive requirements for doctors. And so again, it's just Senator Green trying to make it harder for doctors to recommend medical marijuana in the state.
Senate Bill 642 was a last-minute gut-and-replace bill that was created during conference committee. No hearing was ever held.
And it's really sad because he's not even upset with medical marijuana. Even though he doesn't believe in cannabis as a medicine, he has no problem with medical marijuana. He's mad at the doctors. He doesn't like the fact that alternative doctors, physicians, are getting access to patients and making money. You know, you'd think he had it in for medical marijuana. No, actually, he has it in for doctors that aren't like him.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty overwhelming.
As Alternative Pain Management Club member Brittany Neal explains, it's a challenge to follow the legislative process, especially from another island.
There's a lot of information that you can find on the Hawaii Legislature website. However, it's so abundant that you can get lost really quickly. And I've come up with lists of bills and just tried to keep track, and it's like at some point it's just overwhelming. I mean, in Hawaii, a lot of us live rurally. Not everybody has the internet. In fact, it's probably more common that people don't than do. And so sometimes to stay abreast of all of these changes just isn't happening, or you hear about it, you know, after the fact and you can't testify anymore. So it's really challenging. I think that the system is set up in a way that doesn't necessarily lend itself towards user-friendliness, shall we say.
This week, we'll be following some of those bills that have surfaced in this year's legislative session, and we'll talk to the club members about their constant quest to stay on the right side of the law, even when current rules make it almost impossible.
So I am going to sue him on that, which will be my 5th lawsuit over this kind of action.